Say you're new to Amazon Relay, haven't had an insurance renewal come up yet, or have had one come up and had it turn out terribly. This video is going to show you how to get the perfect results you deserve. Let's start with system limitations as it stands today. So you go in there to update your insurance. You go down, I believe it's like carrier account, you go down to documents and it defaults to insurance. As you can see, mine expires April 22nd of this year. With the exception of like I'm gonna say 1.5, 2 second notification that kind of flash appears on the screen and then flash appears off the screen saying, you know, documents successfully uploaded. With the exception of that, that's the last time you're gonna hear about your insurance information being updated. A lot of people wish there was a status bar, myself included. It'd be great if they said like, documents received. Hey, change status, we're looking it over. Hey, we kicked it over to RMIS. Hey, good news, we heard back from RMIS, you're good to go. That doesn't exist. And here's the thing. Let's say I update mine way in advance, which I usually do. Mine's gonna look like this, regardless of when I submit it to them. Mine is gonna look like this right up until April 22nd at 11:59 p.m. And then for the first time, it's gonna switch over. But just because it switches over and tells me the new expiration date's 2027, you think you'd be good, right? Wrong. And I'm not gonna rehash old content. If you wanna go check out this video, time I was ready this close to quitting Amazon Relay, you can go watch it. But what it was is it was my first renewal. I had updated my stuff and I was given that green light. So imagine, you know, I wake up this year on April 23rd and I see green lights. Great, I had that green light for about 1.5 days, 2 days. And then they said, wait a minute, there's one more thing we need to check. And while we check it, we're gonna turn those lights red. And every load I had booked was immediately rejected because they claimed that there was an insurance insufficiency. There was never an insurance insufficiency. I don't know if it's Amazon's fault. I don't know if it's RMIS's fault. All I know is the net result for me is I had 6 weeks of crawling myself out of a hole that I didn't create. And this is what I'm gonna refer to as a pro tip. If you look at all my policies, general, commercial, the cheap one, the expensive one, they all expire on the same day. I didn't get into this with that being in place. When I got into this, I think I started the general like 2-3 weeks before I started my commercial policy. That then had me going through this process I'm about to describe twice a year when it really only needed to be done once a year. If you're new, if you haven't started out yet, it is imperative that you get your commercial, the expensive one, and your general to coincide and start and stop on the same date. If you're already in the game, you made the same mistake that I made, you want to pick the cheap one, the general policy. You want to find out what it would cost to, key question there is what will it cost if I cancel this policy early? You want to start a new policy to kind of bridge that gap between your general, I'm walking my dog right now, that's why I'm all over the place. You want to find out what it would cost to get that general policy, more importantly, what it costs to cancel it, and use that policy to kind of bridge the gap, start a new policy that coincides with your existing commercial policy, and then just cancel it. For me, I think I paid like $150 fine for canceling one early. Well worth it to only have to go through this process once a year rather than twice. So let's talk about the biggest game changer that I didn't know about in my first year, which is the Amazon Relay Insurance Office Hour. I'm tempted to say this is hiding in plain sight. I'm gonna rather just say it's hiding. But you see this little nondescript eye, this little information eye up there at the top? It's available on any screen. You wanna click on that. And after you click on it, it's gonna, you know, do you have a question? Let's look at the Relay Office Hours, sure. It's then going to bring up, you know, here's insurance renewals and questions by appointment on Wednesdays from 9 to 12. Instructions here. You want to do this. Now, I will point out, this used to be done. This used to be, there wasn't these 15-minute scheduling slots they used to have. They just used to have everybody on there at once. You muted your line until it was your turn to talk, and then everybody could hear what you say. You heard what everybody else said. This is where I've probably heard each year, I mean, I would say I've probably heard 50 people tell the same story to this person online. Unfortunately, they find out about it too late. And I've just heard the same story that made me almost want to quit at least 40 or 50 times over the years I've been working with Amazon. So on here, you kind of look through this thing. We're going to get to this link here in a minute, or actually we'll do the link first. So you click on this link. Here's the thing. They don't release these. Sometimes they're either booked up or sometimes they're still full from the previous week and they don't release a new week until like a day or two before. I want to see, right here. Welcome to Insurance Office Hours. Please take a look at our calendar. But do you notice right down here, unfortunately, there are no times available right now. The fact that I'm doing this on a Monday morning at like 3 in the morning tells me that either they haven't put the new link out for this upcoming Wednesday, or the Wednesday that's coming up is already booked. You do not want to work until attending one of these office hours. These office hours are the only way I've ever seen them take an insurance-related rejection and remove it from a carrier's performance score. It's the only way. I've heard people come on after the fact and say, but I did it in time, but you gave me the green light, but da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, all these things. The only way you can get a rejection on there is to kind of, I guess you could say, lay the groundwork of, I'm checking into this now, and I'm potentially checking into this later. But so on the April 22nd, I'm willing to accept work and book work that ends at 23:59, but on the 23rd, until I'm on one of these office hours, I'm not gonna work with Amazon. And here's a change specific to 2026 that I've never seen before. You know that screen we were previously on, you start looking at like their insurance update tips. Okay, number 1, take the training course in the Learning Center. Great, if you want to do that. 2, make sure your COI, certificate of insurance, you get that from your provider early. That's fine. I'll probably get mine around April 1st of this year. 3, update your insurance and relay 5 full business days. I'm going to do mine probably 10, 20 days early. There's no harm in doing it early. You just definitely want to have it in there for the 5. But then this last one caught my eye because this has not been an option in the past. File a customer service support case and relay support center under insurance compliance to find out if it was reviewed and accepted 2 business days after you update your insurance. So that's a brand new thing. If you're not sure how to get there, if you're not sure what those instructions are telling you, you want to, let's go back over here to relay. I didn't realize I didn't have screen record on. Let's do that again properly. So hamburger menu on the side, you want to come down here to support center. Right here, create new case. And you're going to drop down this menu down to insurance compliance. And this is where you're going to type in your SCAC number, DOT number, whatever you want to provide, and just ask them 2 business days after you submit it. Say, hey, is everything good to go? So let's use mine as an example. Mine comes up for renewal on April 22nd. I'm getting that COI to them, no later than the 14th, 15th. That's the 5 business days. I'm probably going to get that to them somewhere around like the 13th, maybe even the 6th. Regardless of when I get it to them, per their instructions, 2 days later, I'm creating that case. I'm sending that off, waiting till I hear back from them. As far as the office hours go, I'm for sure going to be on that April 15th office hour, talking to a person, documenting that call. This is your one and only time to talk to an Amazon employee. So, take full advantage of it. Get names, get times. Calling up saying like, hey, I talked to Bobby on the 15th at 9:45 a.m. on the insurance call sounds a lot better than being like, oh, I was on the call and I talked to somebody from there. Document that call. When I get that response back from that case that I created, I'm going to screenshot that. But you can bet that I'm going to be on there on the 15th. Now, it's kind of weird that mine renews on a Wednesday. You can also bet that this is just, what do they say? An ounce of care makes mishaps rare. I'm also going to be on that conference call on the 22nd, just verifying like, hey, is everything good? Is everything good? If I'm on the 15th, if I'm on the 22nd, and I have confirmation from them from that case I created, I would feel comfortable working on the 23rd. Usually if mine weren't on a Wednesday, let's just say for argument's sake, mine was renewing on the 20th, Monday, April 20th, 2026. I would be on the 15th. My work stoppage with Amazon would start on April 21st. at midnight, because you're covered up until that day. I would not work at all on the 21st. I would not work at all on the 22nd. And on the 22nd, on that office hour, is where I would confirm, hey, I just want to be sure one last time that everything's good to go. So my hesitation in making a video like this is that things change. I did want to update it for 2026 because I get asked several variations of questions that I've answered on here, and I just wanted to put them all in like one clear, concise place. I know somebody might say like, I can't afford to do a work stoppage, or I don't have anybody else to work with during that time. If you take your grade seriously, ask yourself this. Say worst case scenario, you don't work for Amazon for 7 to 10 days. Okay, you get to come back at 7 to 10 days later, be sure everything's good, and come back at that grade that you left with. Say it's 100%, great, you come back at 100%. If you get one of these insurance rejections, it's going to be, and I've been there, I speak from firsthand experience, I've listened to countless people on these calls talk about the same experience. It's gonna be a hard 6 weeks because that rejection is going to crush you. So I mean, ask yourself that question. Would you rather lose 7 to 10 days of earning potential or 6 weeks of having, a non-early access grade? So let that sink in, kind of weigh those options and go from there. I'm never going to tell you how to run your business. I can just tell you how I run mine. But anyway, wanted to put this all together in one clear, concise 2026 version of this video. If you want to go check out the time I almost quit, you can see, looking back on that now, I realize I did make some kind of rookie mistakes. I didn't understand Amazon's intricacies yet, and I feel like I have a better grasp on that today. But as always, appreciate you taking the trip with me. Hope this video serves you well. Take care.